जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि हरे कृष्णा हरे 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 राम कवि कृपा श्री गुरु श्री चैतन्य हरे So we will continue our discussion on the follow-up training. So when it comes to the introvertish people who don't express much, there may be various causes why they are not expressing. And that is something we need to try to understand. There may be various causes why they are not expressing. Can any of you give any reasons why these introverted people are not expressing? Why they don't share anything? What is the problem? Okay, they understand they give it to themselves. Yes, that's the definition of introverted people. When they don't share. Uh, uh, yeah, they don't find confidence. They have not yet developed sufficient trust with us. That can be one reason. Because even though they don't speak much, they'll be speaking to their father, mother, at least something, you know. They'll be sharing about no, father, mother, brother, sister, at least somebody they'll be speaking to, even if they're introvert. So that means they need a little more investment for them to develop trust in us. That's one point. What can be another reason? Yeah, the trust, that's an aspect of trust, correct. That they have not developed much faith in us. Yeah, that's another aspect of trust, right? Anything else? Why they're not expressing to us? Not interested only, you know. So they are doing PSI. Okay, not interested only. And what else? Anything else? with us. Okay, so yeah, so not yet become friendly with us. Not yet become friendly. Yeah. Anything else? Yes. Their experience from beginning of life, from people get involved in any in them or in us. The oh, their intention. Okay, so they are in a state of tension. Okay, they are tensed up, tensed up. Self comfortable. They are not self comfortable. Self comfortable. So they don't need us. I mean, is that the point? Where they are self comfortable, they are peaceful, they are. So they want to remain alone. Okay, want to remain alone. Okay. Yes. We go for game. And that we are not able to get the group to do that. In that, if we are about the benefit or about regularly, but we say, okay, but- but- so that they're not getting it. They always say that, okay, you're a great team that must come to them. And they don't have confidence. Okay. Yeah. They also society is not mentioned in induction program. Okay. Huh? They're too busy in completing okay. Busy in completing TV series, web series. What is that? Android Python. Netflix. Netflix. I thought Android package Python. Yeah. We should have one web series of our own also. है ना? The enlightenment channel, है ना? Again, है ना? Like that. So introverts may have academic problems. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Yeah. So we only learn of speaking. So yeah, they don't get opportunity to speak. Yeah. Because they are not taking the first step. Okay. So let us see then how we can have some thoughts on how we can tackle them. So they have not yet developed faith in us. Uh, that is uh, uh, that's quite true. An introverted people person will take time to develop faith. a little more time than an extrovert person because he's introverted. Because he doesn't speak only, so we don't know what is his problem. And we are trying here, there, but what he wants is not, no, he's not telling only what he wants. Somebody tells what he wants, you give him, faith comes, relationship comes. But he's not telling only what he wants. So at best, we can make a predictive, trial. Oh, probably he wants this. Lag gaya kya, है ना? Does it work? No, not working. Okay, maybe he wants this. Does it work? Like that. So therefore, it takes time. That is why uh, we should genuinely try to help the student. Yeah, first. So we should genuinely try to help the person. So one good thing which all of you are mentioning is that okay, because he's an introvert, he may have problems other places also. May have problems other places also. So sometimes if we find an introvert person, uh, sometimes we can give him good advice on how he can handle his academics, how he can. Sometimes we can give him good advice on career as well. Some good career. Hey, advice giving doesn't take much time. Teaching takes a lot of time. Many times, so teaching takes a lot of time. Uh, uh, so, but to show a way, it doesn't take a lot of time. But it can be very helpful for a person who doesn't know. Uh, it can be really very helpful for a person who doesn't know actually. Uh, uh, Even I very much felt actually that during the 4 years of my undergraduate, I was not knowing certain things which you get to know after you get into company. One of the reasons were we were the first batch. So we were not really knowing what exactly to do, what is beneficial for us, what to pick up, what not to pick up. And we were just trying out. And therefore, some places, what we tried out was not so proper. And then we had to pay the brunt of it. Either it wasted a lot of time or it unnecessarily ended up in a bad grade for us, not like that. But company has, our corporate life has certain protocols. Means what it takes to say, for example, go to uh, uh, a company in Pune, and where we can practice devotional service very nicely, So some more prior knowledge, if it was had been there, it would have made life easier. No? Otherwise, it is struggle, no problem. So first batch, so like that. So similarly, even for a completely materialistic person, so our problem statement is a little different. Our problem statement is okay, we can have a job which can give us spiritual life. So those kind of problem statements become prominent. But for them also, there are different prominent problem statements. And which direction to go, what sector to take in, it's something as simple as what exactly to prepare, when to start preparing for placements. So some such things like this, somebody is saying biotechnology, uh, he's wondering if can stuff, hey, what shall I do? What is my future, And so we can try to, this kind of a help may be good, like that. So probably, uh, uh, Probably one task what we can try to do is that maybe we can solicit some advice, say career advice. I'm seeing now many passouts are very enthusiastic in career advice. So and uh, so those kind of things. So maybe we can try to solicit some advice from different department, devotees, like that. Like I remember very, just some days back, Nimanpo had posted about one devotee. This is alumni group, 2005 to 10, that alumni group. So Nimanpo had posted that there is one devotee in agriculture, and can you guide him what he can do? He's not at all interested in four, like that. And many devotees gave a lot of options, like that. One devotee wrote, no, four is not that bad. He wrote like that. I liked his response, like that. It was quite insightful. He said he's agriculture. If he prepares a little bit, he can get forest rangers job, like that he was telling. Now, I never thought about it. Oh, forest rangers job and all that. It's a permanent job. You don't have to worry so much. It's a healthy life. You'll be a life in the country, somewhere that way. And a lot of time for Krishna consciousness, no much work. Huh? No much work. Officer job. Forest ranger may have some other jobs and all that. This is officer position and all that. It's a good advice, no? It's something as a good advice. So many times people are just bogged down into uh, so probably we can develop something like that. We we know devotees who are into job life in various areas. Maybe this group only, say 2005 to 10. But maybe we can message them individually. What do they think? And because they're in the field, they're able to see a lot of things. They interact with more people and all that. And we can make a jot down. So, so those kind of things are also helpful. It helps people in thinking, planning. And some cases actually you need to be thoughtful right from first year, second year, that way. So we know some things at least. Some things we know, like we encourage them. Like say, there's some things we definitely for sure know, and that we should for sure say. Like the first principle we say that okay, do not compromise your studies for the sake of anything, any extracurricular, वगैरह, all that is extra. First, you should target a 8 plus CG. Because you have 8 plus CG, it is easy to sit in companies. They have many companies have 8 cutoff, CGPA cutoff. So now your knowledge, expertise, everything will come later. Even software knowledge, everything will come later. First CGPA 8, like that. If possible, if possible. Now we should see if somebody has come from SCSP quota. Then don't tell him 8. Because he won't be able to. So, but you're seeing somebody. So we try, strive to go near it. Secondly, if you have 8 plus CG, IIT gives you by default PhD admission. IIT PhD is not bad. It's a good option. IIT PhD gives you a default channel to become professor in some IIT and IIT. And IIT PhD admission is default. And in that, if you study a little more, you can crack PMRF, which is 75,000. It's as good as a software job because here cost of living is very less. In a metro city, cost of living will be very high. So these are some definitive areas where we know, which we definitely know can be helpful. So we tell a person he should not be too much bogged down. So uh, and we should not be too much bogged down, like that. See, some people get too much bogged down. What? Where should I focus? Should I take a minor degree, this degree, that degree? So we evaluate a person, especially person is introvertish. Say he has some, and we are able to understand he is not that powerful a performer, then we should not encourage him to take minor degree in CSC or maths computing and things like that. But that is too aggressive path. No? Too aggressive a path, taking extra load and then performing. And then the performance is helpful only if one gets a grade like that. But we can try to give him some options which can be, So studies is something which you should encourage him. Just keep a focus, you know. You don't need anything else other than a CGPA in the very foundational place. The very foundation. If you have a lot of interest towards software or if you're excited about it, then you can start preparing. Then we can show that pathway. You know? First thing you prepare is data structures. You know? Then you prepare, uh, then you prepare some, then you get to know some basics of AI. You can take one or two courses, many courses are running, you know? And you make some little bit website here and there. That's good enough. So something like that. So we have to see where is the person. So if we see people are confused and all, sometimes we can give this kind of advice also. But we should make it a point every meeting 50% should be spiritual. And 50% should be spiritual. Similarly, maybe for core we can make a list. You Maybe we can compile a list. All of us can add like this forest ranger for agriculture is a good option, no? Like that, And I never thought agri people also have some scope, So yeah, is it not, So something like that, and uh, so they can prepare, and it's not much different from their studies. It's not much different from their studies. Like say, for example, some people are mechanical, and he wants to remain in a core. One option is he can crack this railways exam, the same syllabus as well mechanical. And many devotees, they have become not mechanical. Maybe we ask them, there's one Tarun Prabhu is there, one, from old batch. There is one more devotee, Vaishik Prabhu from Dhanbad, They're all working in railways, the railway officers at Indian Railway Examination. So we ask them, they can give some tips, like that, for railways, something like that. Maybe we can keep a compilation of these things. Something like that. Yeah, see, for at their stage, we can give that advice. Tomorrow they want to follow or not follow, it's up to them, Like they may change their priorities later. When we are going and meeting them, career is a very important priority for them, And spiritual life is not a priority. Later they may have spiritual life and career both as a priority, So then things may a little bit change. But for that they should remain till that stage, But some people may still pursue career. Like say one devotee was there, he was working for, he was aiming at IAS. So right from first year, he was obsessed with IAS. He was studying and all, Sure enough, he's an IAS officer. Chhattisgarh zone, So he stayed 2 years, he stayed in this. Final year, he left. 2 years? 1 year, I think. No, he stayed 1 year. Came 1 year late to stay in Vice. 1 year he stayed in Vice. So, I'm also okay. That's it. Means he's still available now also. We're not chatting much, but at least he's happy to talk to devotees, like that. And sometimes he says, I want to be brother. We keep him in touch, we're helping him out. Now that he's married also, going as his officer also, maybe for some rounds, like that. But some people are focused. By the way, IAS is a very dangerous strategy. It can completely disrupt one's life because most of the people don't need it. I've seen around 8, 10, but no, we don't have to speak this to anyone speaking else. That is just it, but it's a very dangerous strategy. I've seen around 10 devotees, uh, and nobody has got it. Right? Nobody has got it. Something they may be got it. Something that is one has to crack IAS must not come in. Something like that. Let's get one can go to JNU and do some political science course. First attempt IAS crack. Yeah, I'm not good to search as or one goes to St. Xavier's, take some political science, one should not really need, it's
You're discrediting yourself, then you want to aim for an ace. Like somebody is doing political science graduation, for an IAS to plan to be take off. The political science is a compulsory subject also, and it doesn't like the subject also. And the moment they see this fellow is already in political science, no? They you get a case point. No? The moment they see this fellow is a political science, you get a minus point. No? Right. So I have seen actually so many of our devotees, they had jobs, they left their jobs, it was very 8 years the past 1 years. Where is this thing? Where is where is I don't know if any of you are it's very risky. 6 years, 8 years down the line, chale ja raha hai. They cannot leave it also, they are not getting it also. They cannot leave it because उनको लगता है एक और yeah. Yeah. So and your degree becomes invalid. Like you had one devotee, got great results, you work 1 2 years, 6 years just tried IAS, now nobody will give 10 points. Now you're not getting it with the ego. Degree for building this. But anyway, the point what I'm trying to say is that some advice and to encourage a person. Na? So they get to understand the person's mood by asking questions. Okay, what are your career plans? You know, what is your father's expectation? Na? What like you've seen Bhakti Vasudeva Maharaj will ask, hey, yeah. So what are you planning to do after your graduation? Maharaj will ask, you know? They're saying no, man. I may say, oh, that only I'm worried about. Okay, what are the parents saying? No, they're not liking the parents saying. So we can find, no? Like I said, my parents are saying, why they say something in understanding to the kids, huh? So he doesn't want that. Okay, what do you want? Huh? I want to. Huh? So then you can get to understand a little more about. So we can give some genuine choice. So that's something we can tell you. Maybe we can prepare a talk for this whole company. So it will be up to you. Yeah, yeah. Then we can. Whatever it will be. One thing we know, don't compromise your studies for the sake of extra. Try to get an 8.0 because options remain open to get 8.0. Enough. Like, huh? I think that might be good. So, and for those who want to start preparing for software, that also we can give them a time. This thing, okay, don't worry about software right now. The semester time, to focus on your grade. Holiday time, you can learn. In fact, we can also help you. Holiday time. So we do organize projects, forums where you can learn something. Like that. That's a very good time management strategy. 4 months of holiday, 8 months of service. So 4 years, if one uses all holiday time, we can learn all sorts of this. What to learn we can even is it now DSA little bit of AI and some exposure or some project in there. Is it that is good enough. So uh, uh, so at least this kind of because people are lazy, because some people are saying there is jobs in the department, no? And that they're reading all those kind of stuff also. No? So let me tell them, don't worry. No? The PhD option is by default for 8 points. No? So you target 8 points. No? And CGPA cut off is the first criteria and companies this thing. So, so we can generally try to help the person, like that. We can try to also ask him to regard his study hours. Uh, any certain kind of in principle. Record his study hours like that. When we go and meet, we can see how much he's studying every day. These kind of things we can try to help. If the person is sincere, we can get it. It's not as difficult as cracking the JD. It's very easy in that sense. So introverts may have other problems also. Like they may have problems with other friends also, like that. Uh, we can advise them, don't be after too many friends. Uh, too many friends is especially for introvert people. Extrovert people you can say don't be after too many friends because he wants to talk. He wants to make people. So you can say it's all right. He can be more focused. A few and quality friends. Is good. So we can say that okay, now what type of friends to search for or which type of people to talk to. Uh, probably those we can find we can find people who are little simple in their life, who are a little bit focused. So like I remember we always used to keep in touch with students who are 9 pointers and who are simple in their demeanor. They are not gang bang. There are some 9 pointers who are gang bang also, and stylish and into too many things and into movies and games and all that. So one is not into anything else other than studies. Uh, uh, and we used to see they are favorable for position. These are the kind of people because if we speak to them something, give them prasad, they're happy to. We speak something spiritual to them, they're happy to take. Like that. Such kind of people we had. Uh, and uh, so when we would get stuck up, we would go for discussing. So sometimes these people give a good insight. Sometimes we will give a good insight. They will also give you know, outside the relationship give and take process. So like that. But we had these people in mind. They were little sattvic kind of people. Uh, so this kind of advice you can give to people who are simple in their life, who studies, they are little saintly in their character, and uh, uh, they're not Russian in language, speaking abuses, talking about those kind of things, so such kind of one or two people also, if we have a good talking relationship, good enough, good enough. So sometimes in protest people we can help in those grounds, you know. Yeah. So in one sense that is fine. Sometimes if people are feeling that okay, am I lacking that I am not, so we can encourage them, It doesn't matter what extracurricular activities you do, how many friends you have, how much social you are. What will matter at the end of the day is what is how much you are focused and what results you can produce. That's what matters at the end of the day. We can encourage them on that like that. One of the problems the introverts may have is this inferiority complex. You don't have to say, are you facing inferiority complex? No. And this is one of the problems that they may have. So therefore, now this can be one of the problems, which they may have. Therefore, they don't express, and therefore, they may also have a combination with this, that fear, that what fear of being proven wrong, fear of being proven wrong. So for this, we can, when we go, we can speak, aspects about, very encouraging aspects about Krishna consciousness. Uh, that, Krishna is Bhavagrahi. Uh, Even if, like say, Dhruva Maharaj was not ready, not able to speak anything because he was not knowing anything. He was like a illiterate boy, huh? Small boy, not studied. How can he glorify the Lord? The Lord empowers him. Dhruva wanted to glorify, but he had no words because he was not educated on this. Huh? Such a small boy, he could not glorify. Uh, so the Lord touched him with his conscience, gave blessing. So all the divine knowledge came. Then Dhruva Maharaj is speaking to people. In device one, we give the lunar versus perspective example. Huh? So what if I have a Luna in life? Is there any hope for me? No hope, no scope. But you connect to God, it's like the helicopter is connected to helicopter. God is that helicopter. So even a Luna can perform. Huh? Even a Luna can perform. So this kind of examples will be very encouraging for me. This kind of examples will be very, very encouraging for me. Huh? So, that is, yeah, that is another context which is that example. Donkey example. God, yes, yes. Footprints, yeah, that footprint story. So that is also very good, huh? That okay, Krishna helps, huh? And then these sections, Tesham, Satata Yuktana, Tadatam, Yogam, Tadam, Yogam, huh? So that verse will be very encouraging, Tesham, Ivan, compartment, 10.10, 10.11. And 3:10, how God has not made a world for people to suffer, God has given everything for us to be happy, So it doesn't matter how much caliber we have. God is empowering us. God is empowering us like that, no? So, if somebody is a very powerful athlete, he can run very fast, but another person is given a vehicle which can go at 180 miles per hour, What is better? What is better? Very simple, no? So it doesn't matter what is our individual caliber, Krishna's empowerment comes like a typhoon, It can smash off everything else. Nothing else will remain in prominence. It's only the grace of the Lord. That is what so, so this section, Prabhupada says that the greatest warriors in the history of mankind had been the pure devotees of the Lord. In the two greatest epic battles of Indian history, the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, the greatest heroes were the pure devotees. Hanumanji and Arjuna. So this goes to show that when a devotee does any material service for the society, the Lord can empower him to such a degree that there is no competition, no issue. So this kind of example will be nice for them. This is the encouraging aspect of Krishna consciousness. The encouraging aspect. So we can prepare some certificate and keep speaking. It will be very encouraging. If we take shelter of God, everything will be made. Everything will be taken. Like that. So, so we have to keep dropping some such inspirations with that. So we'll see, okay, he started reciprocating. That means we're going like that. Huh? Like that. That means we're going like that. Like that. So I think, yeah, this pain stuff and other problems, these are related to this, right? Uh, pain stuff, that problem. I think we get, yeah, we can give them some directions. Yeah. Yes, we can give them some directions. Uh, Directions about the future, future balancing core and CS, you know, etc. This one is similar. It's similar. This one is okay. Okay, somebody not interested. Nah. Actually, in initial stages, it is very important to give people a lot of tools. Lot of tools. Boom, 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 proofs we should keep giving, you know, like that. In our classes, we give proofs, but then we should give them extra proofs also in the forms of materials, and tidbits, and here and there, not like that. We should have a lot of collection, you know, that way. Like say, for example, uh, 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 like say, for example, the research papers we have, you know, it is good one by one we can send them. Initial stage one, you know. Okay, see our publication on the modes. See the publication on chanting, the effects of chanting. Original publication only we can send. You just send him on the WhatsApp. He may not read it full, but he will understand. Yeah. कम से कम abstract तो पढ़ेगा ना. Not understand the full research paper, what it is, but at least abstract की समझ में तो आएगा कि हाँ ये ना. हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र only there are three publications. One is the Brian Wolf Dhira Govinda publication. Second is second is an IIT publication on EEG, you know, and the third is this Venugopal whose publication which are we heart rate very good. So it's good to send them, huh? Good to give them. As soon as chanting is introduced, they should know proofs, what, like that. Initially, what we can send them, you know? Initially, what we can send them. See, our device is very nicely made also. It has many scientist codes and all that. Uh, that is something interesting. So that is good. But sometimes, I mean, we can give them some of many additional materials, like that. Say, for example, what we can give them is so when they come for impression, we used to have this the pass outs giving some words and encouragement, especially pass outs were in good positions, like that, pass outs giving some words and encouragement, especially the pass outs were in good position, like that. And so, but now the problem we are facing is people don't remain at that level. At this time impression, it was single digit, a single digit. Right? Some of the some phases of the impression can go to 4 people, 2 people, 3 people. The last or 3 people. So the thing is not reaching out to them, like that. Whereas anti-preaching and other provocations are reaching out to them very fast. So what is the cure? Cure maybe we can release things early, like that. So for every person, their advice and all that, their photo, their signature, their credentials, and their message, maybe every 3 4 days we can keep sending, right from device one of this. Okay, here is Dr. Siddharth J. Reddy, and principal researcher artificial intelligence in Microsoft, and sitting in whatever Bay Area, and he's saying that okay, it was nice, the spiritual gives an edge and all, and I owe my success to that. Something like that, so it is good, no? And then something like that. So that is something. Maybe we can make some small, just a small poster image type of thing, small image, the person's photo and then signature and there's the testimony, testimony. people can understand we are not wishy-washy kind of people, like that. We can put Leela Purushottam Prabhu some quote also, director of IIT Mandi, Lakshmi Garbera, private publications, director IIT Mandi saying, spirituality is most important and all that. Some people we can approach for quotations. Some people from their talk, Leela Purushottam Prabhu from the talks here and there, we can take out something. Uh, Yeah, ultimately it is the living entity is free will. Krishna doesn't tamper it. So, but we can only facilitate. We can only facilitate. Somebody is still stubborn and not wanting to take it about him. Uh, but we can only increase our credibility. That's the whole thing. And I'm seeing there is another distinct. So, codes of passwords, one thing which we can roll out. Every 2-3 days we can send, something, In a week we can send 2 or 3, something like that. Research papers we can send, Research papers we can send. Then we have many nice activities which we are doing also, on especially after some time when people understand, we are connected to SCAN, like that. There are many nice activities we are doing also. Like I have seen, there is this, like we are doing this, like India travel here. India travel here, we are showing very early on, because we are actually working. There are some other activities also, like de-addiction seminars, and Delhi devotees, they have done 15,000 people are coming that de-addiction, camp. No? They have done to that level. They also have an MOU with the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, something like that. They have this thing, no? Our Gita courses, even now they are being taught. Recently, one of our devotees has done an MOU with NIT Guru Kshetra. He is officially teaching Gita inside the campus. Guru Kshetra. Such type of things maybe, and he has an unofficial MOU with, I mean, it is not written down, but the government of Haryana is helping out. 20 colleges they met last time. 2,000 people they get US. Officially inside the college. So these kind of statistics are very good. Similarly, our midday meal statistics, midday meal statistics, when Prime Minister recognized that, and Guinness Book of World Records ISKCON has grabbed, like that. Those things are very good actually. So sometimes it just so basically these are like impact activities which ISKCON is doing, and we may or may not take the name explicitly ISKCON, like that. ISKCON, no ISKCON. Just give them the specific, or do this, like that. That's good enough. Like that. So I think these kind of things are good. We make a tool and we uh, use it. So it increases our credibility. So what happens is that they may be knowing somebody in the campus. Now they have said, okay, this voice is coming, voice is coming, whatever. HLC, PLC, PDF, something is coming. And they say, ऐसे ही है, कोई काम करें. Now this thing is sure. Now we are saying आपको study में side हो जाएगा ये हो जाएगा. From his home city senior has said something, and this kind of like that. So उसका counter होना चाहिए. So then we have to give lot of criticism. So And then we see that so many other people are also there. Norma Kumari is preaching, uh, this Ritvik is preaching, Vivekananda is preaching, Livia is preaching. Everybody else is right in. Huh? Hey, yeah, Ram Krishna they take official session inside the college every week. Officially. Art of Living gets an official permission to conduct courses every year. Their yes plus or yes or whatever that course is there. Officially, huh? That's not Ram Krishna, that is this Art of Living. Ravi Shankar. Then this Isha Foundation, no? Yeah, Isha Foundation. No? They are doing everything openly now, but they are getting this thing, no? Official permission, something like that. It's, yeah, the 600 obviously doing here at least. But they have a different strategy. Like that. And they got a lot of popularity with the government because of that midday meal. Akshapat. So they captured that and they focused on it and they made it into a national brand. So they got that Padma Shri and all that awards also because of it. And they have a lot of money there. So so they really focused on it and they released a lot. So had they been in ISKCON, they would have proposed that this would have been. But unfortunately, they resorted to blaspheming the existing leaders and so. We hope and pray that they will, someday learn the lesson and come back. Uh, but what they did was incredible. They have a tie-up with Narayan Murthy, who get crores of funding from there. Narayan Murthy. Yeah. And not just so like they were coming in Calcutta. So Radha Raman was there and who identified him. And they immediately overnight they started a midday center. Overnight, they told officials to give the grant to us and give the license to us. Next day morning, they started the maintenance overnight. Whole night they are in vessels here. Started. We observed that time for 20,000 plates of this, 25,000 plates of this every day. Now it might have increased. IFRF, ISKCON to Relief Foundation. IFRF is doing very good, especially Dwarka, ISKCON Dwarka. ISKCON Dwarka is not in Dwarka, it's in Delhi. No? ISKCON Delhi Dwarka Center. They did a lot of food distribution to it. Prime Minister also glorified them for that. The pollution Maharaj vision is very nice. So these are very good statistics we have. I like it. So people should know about the length and breadth of what we are doing. And then they can make a proper decision. No? So it's not yoga. I am not पता तो होना चाहिए कर क्या रहे हैं ना something like that. Good. Yeah, so some such things. One of the important things which happen is one of the important things is that uh, when uh, 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 when they express something and we we don't, we feel that okay, on our own we cannot give a complete answer. Immediately get in touch with me. Immediately get in touch with me. So take an answer from me and then immediately deliver. Timing is very important. Timing is very important. Somebody has come and expressed. Uh, so that means no, they took a step to develop faith and trust like that. But we did not. We failed in giving up that support. Then we lost the point. Like that. Sometimes such things actually. Uh, uh, so therefore, we will try to keep say they will try to meet say weekly. So when you don't have to even wait, you can just put it up. You can just message. Okay, this is something, what how should this situation, what should I handle, how should I like that. You can message personally or you can message in the pitching group also, and I can answer in the pitching group, others cannot understand. Like that. Or you can message me personally and I can answer. Like that. Whether it is a written answer or just audio recording, what to speak. That will be good. Timing is very important. So we should practice to be quite responsive. And not that okay, इसने कुछ बोला है, let me, uh, so that timing very important. Huh? Yeah. So, so yes, Krishna conscious philosophy can help in that. Krishna conscious philosophy can help to overcome all these bad vices. Things like that. Some people be caught up, such things not able to. So we encourage them, support them, give them such material by which they can come out. That is very helpful. Like so. Maybe you can follow up and give that questions so we can take the next day time question and answer. If he is asking some important question, then maybe yes, you can go in a day or two. But you can go back in a day like that. Uh, so therefore, this kind of a thing is important. See, this kind of questions even extroverts may ask also sometimes. Like that. I mean, it is not just limited to introvert, but the point is. So even extroverts can ask this type of question also, like that. So what to answer, And so if the person is genuinely seeking some help, he can some front and all that. We should help him out. We have so much ammunition available, for everything, for everything. I've seen like Radheshyam Prabhu makes articles on many such important things like this. Anyone asks, then he gives it, like that. So, so we had made compilation article and so on. So we should help out with it, like that. So, so immediately bring it to immediately communicate. Right. So, yeah. Okay, your society was not mentioned in the induction program. How many societies are mentioned? Gymkhana society is mentioned. Number some society Yeah, there are two types of options available. There are two types of societies. One is officially Gymkhana registered societies who are which are funded by Gymkhana. Those are very less. Those are very less and very primary. But even the VP of Gymkhana, the president of Gymkhana, and the president, VP, many of them they encourage forming other type of societies just because the college doesn't need so much financial front and all that. No? Now those societies are hundreds in number. So they are not Gymkhana registered society, but they have some backing of certificates. Like that. You can say we are in the second one. And I am speaking authentic. So one of the years we had VP who was very favorable to us. So we voted for him, he won, he supported us. So, like that. So it was RP's candidate, he was very favorable to us. That was the year when we could have formed any society or something because it was right favorable, like that. And then he also suggested you don't come under a registered society, you register it like that. So we come in the second list. So now, but you need to check out. Did you attend induction? How many societies you mentioned in induction? You didn't really say that. Only the main society जो रोबोटिक्स सोसाइटी जाते हैं कौन सा होता है ड्रामा सोसाइटी जो बहुत ज्यादा कैची होता है ना अब वो कुछ ऐसा कुछ नहीं करेंगे डेटा एनालिटिक्स सोसाइटी का नहीं दिखाएंगे but was main society. Yeah, so you can say they only show some representative society, but there are these two kinds of societies. We have backing, and we have many professors who are backing us, like Professor Pawan Goel, Science, Professor OEIT, Professor Gyanam. One, uh, then Chetan is transferred to IIM Patna. Uh, so, but that anatomy Mataji is there. She's a professor also. And there is only an electronics department. There is a professor. I'm forgetting his name because it is yeah, that BSc committee also. So Jana, Professor Jana, he doesn't know much about KC. Previously, the Professor Kanchan Chaudhary, cryogenics. So we can say retired Professor Kanchan Chaudhary, cryogenics. Like that. There are some others I can give you a list. What is that? We had a list. Yeah, we had a list. We had a list. So we can mention. However, it is possible for us to register the society officially also. The second type doesn't require a registration as such. That is what he had told. He said you just need to have a letter from official. So we can have a letter from. We already had one last year. We did. Pawan produced letter pad letter. And okay, we are like this society and something like that we did. No, we can mention Pawan Prabhu that can be right and show it. Take his accessible. No need to just do it without his knowledge. We can do it with his knowledge. That okay, I encourage and recommend these activities. They are very helpful. And some message we can write and then we can take a print, show him, we can sign. We can say this is just to encourage the students. Something like that. That way. So. So actually, the VP recommended us to going this way. Therefore, we are going this way. Otherwise, I was in the mood of officially registering something like that. He said then the monitoring and all that will be too much. Like our Vedanta Shala, even that previous HOD of IKS was appreciating so much. He said he can give funding also. One and a month, like Yes. Now we see the other professor we don't know how much he's encouraging, but the previous one was very encouraging. He had to talk to us. Anyway, this is the answer to it. We can say that they only show something. There are two types of societies. One is funded by this thing. They are less, but even the president and VP recommend having societies which are backed by some professor, and they are not. The disadvantage of that, if you have a society which is having funding by the Gymkhana, then you cannot raise funds yourself. That is another thing you are saying. But if you have a society which is backed by a professor and you can raise funds from outside, and these funds are very meager, the Gymkhana funds, like that. So I think there are only these societies which are named after technology, technology society, technology drama, technology adventure. You know, they're only good. Apart from that, also there are hundreds of societies like that. And in addition to that, we can also say that uh, we are an international society. We are not IIT KGP society. You know, we are yeah. We should speak about it. You know, we have official clubs. Where we have official clubs in US. You know, we should speak about it. MIT Boston with the club names and all that. No? I have that list. So I have that list. You know, Bhakti Yoga Club, where all it is there. No? In Australia, in US, there are at least more than 20 universities. Official Bhakti Yoga Club is there. No? And in Melbourne University, we get funding $5,000, $6,000 a year. No? Funding. No? Yeah, yeah. We get funding, like that. In MIT also, we're trying for that. No? Now we are officially registered. We are trying for that funding thing. No? And we'll get $6,000 USD funding per year. You know? So, we chant and Hare Krishna make people chant Hare Krishna. So, yeah, so that basically gives them proof. Now you keep sitting like a doctor, or you keep sitting like a frog in a small well and thinking that we are very advanced, and uh, we have our presence all over the world. We have a presence all over the world. I can tell you now, we have a group of research scientists, devoted research scientists who are willing to, to take up the cause of scientific research. There are 82 members in that group. 82 members in that group, like that, I'll give you a list of those members with their names and their positions in the world, who want research. So they are professors all around the world, like that. So what is it? IMICS, Institute of yeah. See this IMICS Research Education Group, 84 members it has. 84 members it has, like that. And more than half of them are professors, different places in the world. Including like devotees like Leela Purushottam, who others are doctors, others are doctors. And yeah, from this also I can give you a list of various professors all around the world. So we can prepare such kind of material, Hmm? Doesn't matter. Or they can check it there on the net. I took it to the net. So I took it from the net only. I have a list. I was just waiting for if we can make a map of USA and then put the dots. Canada, we have a presence in Montreal, Toronto, in Australia, we have it in Melbourne, we have it in Sydney, we have it in Perth, like that, and some places in South America, Africa, like that. But I think this is good enough. If you speak USA, we are just establishing the credibility of the. So, uh, uh, so when it says credibility will help because people get too much anti-pitching by the researchers. We'll take up this anti-pitching topic, but now in this way, in a very subtle way, we are answering anti-pitching. Okay, Hare Krishna बन जाएगा, बाबूजी बन जाएगा, है ना? 50 साइंटिस्ट के नाम भी कह रहे हैं ना? बाबूजी बन गए क्या? हरे कृष्ण 16 में ना? इधर है ना? लीला पुरुषोत्तम को क्या बाबूजी बन के बैठेंगे क्या? आईटी बन गए, सबको बाबूजी. So, is it not? So it's like then we have entrepreneurs. I know at least a dozen of them. $1 million entrepreneurs. Situated in Dubai, Bay Area, and in very thing and or we, right? Or we. So their list also we can. So basically, it is so their list also. Nah? We just put it. So these things we should talk about. There is so much of things to tell people about Krishna consciousness. Because people have this so much doubt, they are thinking, "Arey, I have tried diet, I am very good." Right? Maybe I have any. So, so मैं तो क्या करना बेटे? So when it becomes in that order, not working connected. People doesn't make choice. Yeah, some things we can put initially, some things we can put throughout the year, no? And some things we can keep. So some things we can keep posting there. So, uh, so the point is we have to be very much involved with the students, you know. Okay, इसको लग गया ना, what is he thinking, you know? And if we feel कि, you know,
somebody is saying kya fayda Krishna consciousness karke, and so we have to really get into what so we are doing many good things. Now there is a forum of youth preachers which is called as IIYC, ISKCON India Youth Council. So I'm part of that. I had gone to Vishakhapatnam recently, after coming back from what is this place? Boston. From Delhi, and I came. So IYC has so there are it has levels of preachers, L1, L2, L3. I'm a part of L3, like that. So L3 forum, there are around 200, and there is more than 1,000 youth preachers in India, like that. So in that forum, there is one group called as Impact Group, which wants to focus on keep doing, this high impact activities which become a national news. Focus ही है हमारा, like that. So sometimes you don't do things big, then people think that as he as he सो के उठ के आगे कुछ पुराने हरे कृष्णा दिखा रहे हैं या 18वीं सदी का कुछ सिखा रहे हैं वी हैव बिकम सो एडवांस बाबा so we have to give them the right picture again. So they think they have correct JEE, they are very advanced, we have to really show them, like that. Okay. Fine. So let's move ahead. I think this covers most of the things here. Yes. There is one or two who has this comparative problem because of Hindi. That he is hearing everything and not understand, and he is confident speaking with me because Himara these things is in English. So how like we have to summary. Yeah, we should do the summary every time. See, the point is for people in Hindi, I have done video recordings of DYS classes in Hindi. 27, 30 minutes classes, each device session. It's there on the YouTube channel. We'll give you the link. Last time also we gave you the links. But how to follow that they are watching? No. You make him sit and play. That's the best thing to do. That's the best thing to do. You prefix only ki okay, do you have 45 minutes, It's okay, So make him and then play, and then talk to him 5-10 minutes more, summarize or and check his understanding, check if he has any question, give him prasad, like that. It's a 27-minute lecture only. It's not much. So then so that way it can be done. That way it can be done. So such people also we encourage. These Hindi people, like I was telling you about this devotee whom I use that same reason to get him up till 16 rounds, That okay, here you can learn ISKCON, the best place to learn English, So I'll tell you the real story. So the point was that so I told him, you keep coming for our sessions and classes, because you hear the same thing in English, you don't understand it. And then now I'll come to your room and then speak the same thing in Hindi. Then you will understand, and you will also understand what was being spoken in English, So that is the best way. So you're hearing some concept, you're getting some half, some 30%, 20%, and then you're getting the Hindi equivalent of it. Next time you will catch more. So please keep coming, because we like to speak in English, like that. Now when I had called him at the end of the year, I called him. I'll tell you what happened. Now I remember really what happened. Yesterday I was not. I didn't tell you these details. So what happened is I called him for that. You come here. We have a whole cassette library also. We have classes, so many classes in English, and you learn spiritually also, and you learn English very nicely. Anyways, the 3 months holidays. Come 20 days spend with us. In Pune. So he came. But while he was coming, he was a little bit obsessed about, so he got really excited about that English idea. So, but when he came to the Pune city, he was thinking, "Arey, ISKCON temple mein kitna English seekh lunga," like that, So then he started telling, "I want to go for some I did not fix that English teaching institute for him. He was hell bent, So when he came, he was in, he was doing, showing tantrums and all that, Then we said, "Arey, abhi kidhar, So we searched around, abhi kidhar hai, English institute. Then we told him, isme chale jao. So he enrolled in it. 4 days he went there, he got frustrated. After that, the whole 25 days, he was just sitting in the temple. Yeah, true story, This was the whole scene actually. So he went to that English training institute with the American English and some, British and American ladies are there. They're teaching HF and all that. 4 5 days he went there. He got fed up, He said, "I can better learn here." पहले ही बोला था. So our first teacher was Brijavasi Prabhu used to come, We were in second year second year end he started coming. Third year he was the main in charge of, KGP when the voice came, He told me he was from he was a Maharashtrian boy, So he was from this place. He's not a Maharashtrian boy, he's a UP boy, Haridwar, That's where his parents stay. But anyways, he was staying in this Bharatiya Vidyapit, he was studying, like that. So he didn't know English, like that. He was the main preacher of KGP, He was the vice president of ISKCON Pune that time. Shambhu was president, he was vice president, Bajwasi Prabhu, like that, Then later he went to Bombay, Now he's in Haridwar, So he was. So he told me, I was never able to understand English. So, but hearing Raisham Prabhu, hearing Bhaktisang Maharaj, Ranand Maharaj lectures, he was the vice president of Pune. He was the main preacher at KGP for so many years. 3 4 years, I think he was there. 2 years he was there. So, 2 years, more than that he was there. Yeah, 2 years he was there. 2 years he was there. He drove whole KGP, the initial years. So we can use it, we can encourage them that okay, in our society, you see, we are speaking English, and then I will speak the same thing in Hindi. You will catch very nicely. You will learn English also. Keep coming. Don't miss it. Regularity very important for English. So like that. So and that's good. I mean, that's how the best way to. Okay, let's go forward. Fine, we go forward. Okay, so then there are these presentations of. We wanted to cover these presentations, no? Where is this presentation? Okay, the next one is what? Absent presentations, no? The boy is absent, no? Who are giving? Who two are giving? Okay, so let's take these absent presentations, And then there is sending an MMC, Okay. Hello. How are you? I'm fine. Uh, Actually, I've seen that you have missed the first session which you attended on this Sunday. Oh yes, I was very busy now. The packet had called me and all that. So what can I do, The packet was taking a meeting, So I was there in the meeting. I could not come. Actually, we are discussing the very important topic, the mastermind behind the mysterious universe.
And I just want to give a brief summary. Do you have 10 minutes? 5 minutes? Do you have 5 minutes?
Uh, Maybe we can do it next week. What do you feel?
I think you have 5 minutes because, like, 5 minutes is not big deal, right?
uh, ah, 5 minutes only. Yeah.
Sure. Um, so, I just summarize the story. Like, there is a boy with a very, there's only one boy per parent. So parents pampered him like whatever the children are, child are, they provide whatever the child are. So he's so much get pampered that he is like he's wanting anything, whatever he wish. So it come to the that point that he don't want his parents, they don't want right? So it's like credit. It's like uh, because of so much pampered. So you want to live it completely independent. You don't want to get disturbed by the brain. So
Because of pampering.
because of very only.
So I felt very nice when my parents pamper me.
Because they pampered so much so that he become like that.
Oh, sorry for him.
Then uh, he want to live independently from the parents. Repeatedly promoting this idea to the parents and is shouting at them. So finally, the mother thought, okay, this my child will be there if I give him some next call extension. So the parent, so the father provided him house extension, and when they slept with like in that home, every day is getting his coding, and better like the morning is getting along, and means things everything is getting things.
Where?
The extension house.
Why did he go to the extension house?
Because he wanted to live independently, right?
Oh,
So that's why parents finally agreed and he said send him to live in extension house. Then
they could have put him in the hostel also.
yeah, but parents they also want to see.
Or they want to see also.
So they keep him nearly the extension house. So the parents are providing everything. Literally means in the morning they give alarm, wake up the child. The child will not see, but they arrange the things such everything. So this example, like similarly, in the Vedas, it said that we are the son of the God, son of the God, and we want to live independently from the Lord. So the Lord provided this material world, just like the child or the extension of Lord has provided here. So here you can provide all the facilities to live and provide all the facilities so that we can live. But the problem is that people here are frustrated because Lord already told that this is jail basically to call him
Jail.
jail, yes.
You said extension house.
Because extension house, but people have their selfish motives and they want to satisfy their own selfish motives, not others.
What kind of father will put his children in jail?
No, he father kept it like good place by providing all the facilities. But due to their selfish motives,
They went to jail.
no, Lord named it as jail because people are frustrated due to that selfish motive.
Who will leave his house into jail? Cheap? Cheap? People
Because
name their
we,
houses at Swanand Kunj, Vrindavan, they name some good names. Pushpa Vatika, Ananda Vatika, is it not?
but if you do some mistakes in this world, you will get miseries. Like just like a person commits any mistake, he's sent to jail, right? Because the government sent him to jail because he may have done thievery or murdered some person. So similarly, Lord also sent to this jail. So if you do commit in this world, if you do any simple mistake, you are forced to get punished. So basically, this is jail. You understand? So,
Okay. Okay.
okay. So our topic discussion was the mastermind behind the mysteries. So in this universe, if we observe many things, just like art. Have you ever seen the glass paper rose? Paper rose, plastic.
Yes, come.
It's common, right? Okay. Uh, what is the difference between the paper rose and the natural rose?
It is paper and the natural.
But who someone has made, right? Someone has paper rose. Someone is created.
Paper rose, even a child can make. They teach that there is that craft. It is in crafts one can learn how to make uh, origami.
Which one is?
The natural one, no, it's very simple. No,
What is the difference between them?
one is paper, one is natural.
Array, they it should have like paper rose, natural rose smell, and it is very fine. It has
Paper
lot
rose
of
is not very fine. No,
yeah, but these paper rose, someone is
I am not very much experienced in gardening. No, I was focused on studies.
yeah, you are focused on the study. That is good, but in the nature, these roses are coming naturally.
Yeah,
But the
naturally.
paper rose is made by someone.
Yes, that's, I mean, obvious, no? But how can a paper rose come naturally?
So
It
yeah,
cannot come on its own, So the
yes,
natural rose come on its own. The paper rose does not come on its own. That's the difference.
Harry, you said correctly. What is that?
Thank you.
The paper rose will not come automatically. Someone has to make.
Yeah.
Similarly,
The natural rose comes automatically.
no, it will not come automatically. Like the whole universe.
Okay, I have to do grafting in my garden, My father has to do it, My father did it. I was studying,
Right. What are you saying
You have to
is,
do grafting, Then the rose plant will grow and the rose will
but
come.
the seed has to be grown and it should become
It
plants.
comes, it grows by grafting, not by seed,
Okay, the flower comes by
The
grafting.
rose grows by grafting,
Grows by grafting, but someone has to provide the seed to grow the plant, right?
It's existing.
Like, how do you think?
The seed comes from the tree.
Someone has to create it, right?
The
Who
tree has
store?
created it.
Where the tree came?
The tree came from the seed. The seed created the tree created further seeds, Like I get education in IIT. Tomorrow I'll go to MIT, I will give education, I'll be a professor there.
But
So I got something from IIT, I'm giving something to MIT. Simple.
but someone has constructed this IIT, right? Previously, someone has developed all this IIT infrastructure and
That's very
facilities.
important. Our focus should be on what we should do.
That's correct. What are you saying? Our focus is what you should do. But in the nature, things will not like in our life in real life. Things will not go automatically, right? Okay, what you should do. How we can know what we should in our life? until unless we don't know the ultimate control of this universe, if you think that I can do on my own,
So who created natural laws?
natural law, because the art determines art is right.
Okay, that's okay. That's fine. Everything is coming from God. Yes,
Everything.
that's okay.
And have you like currently have you seen this chips VLSI?
Uncle Chips.
Huh?
Okay, VLSI. Yes.
VLSI, all the semiconductors basically. People are
I don't like electronics too much.
no problem. I just want to give an example. So in that case, people are like currently people in 1995 this must be uh, object to store 5 MB of data.
1995,
30 year
1965.
this much big object is needed for storing 5 MB data.
Speaking about ENIAC.
Huh?
Speaking about ENIAC. Okay, anyways, go ahead, go ahead. That's okay.
So currently you can see 128 MB or even 128 GB or 512 GB. The small chip, right? This
That's
means
okay, I got your point. We have made advancement.
we did
And
advance.
we are an IIT, we have to carry forward that advance.
Yeah, we have to make 4 GB GB. Okay. The point is that in order to do this much advancement, so many researchers are working in it. In Redwood Forest in America, USA.
Which wood forest?
Redwood Forest
Where it is?
in America, US.
Oh, American.
So the seed is very this much small. Very, I think in centimeters, its diameter, not in millimeters. In that range, but when you when you plant the seed and the actual tree looks like kind of 300 billion 300 billion basketballs. That much is the size of that tree.
300 billion basketballs.
Exactly, it is 300 million. 300 million. 300 million basketballs you can store
What is the height of that tree?
around the width height of the tree. Exactly, later you can Google it, but you can type it Redwood Forest.
Red wood forest. There is a movie called as Redwood.
Yeah, you can trace, you can check National Park.
National Park in California.
Yeah.
So here some temple is there.
Don't temple. Nothing is there, but forest. Basically, the
It's a forest.
biggest trees are there. That forest.
Oh, it looks like tall. It looks like eucalyptus, you know. Yeah, it's looking like that only.
It's not good. Their biggest
Tallest tree on
tallest
earth.
is on it.
Okay, so okay.
So, like our goal is we were working on developing higher, like big, like small chips to store huge amount of information. For that, thousands of people are working. But in the nature, you can see this much very small chip as this much complex object. We are seeing.
Oh, that's a wonder in nature. I like that. I used to watch National Geographic, you know, it was very good, you know.
That's a wonder in nature, because like to create that much chip of 128 MB GB chip, so many people are working on it in the world, but in the nature it's automatically available because
Because
because God has created
oh,
intelligent, because mastermind behind it.
oh,
I
I got your session. Huh? I got your session. God has created everything.
God has created. So what is what is the use of knowing all this? Means okay, God has created this universe. And what is our benefit? What is our benefited?
Um, we can thank God, you know.
This this thing. This one.
He made it for us. We can use it, you know.
You can use it, but in
There is no
the
such redwood in India.
it's not there. But the point is that if we like, I will give one story, another example. There is a Luna driver and a Benz. So both of them are on a.
Both are
There is a Luna driver. He is having Luna.
Luna.
Yes,
Mhm.
and another Benz. So both of them are in a competition to please the goal. Who will win the competition in the start? Around, you can think of 30 kilometers. Luna, right? Yeah. Who will win the
Ben.
Benz? But if some helicopter comes and this Luna guy climb in and enter into the helicopter, who will win now?
Luna.
Luna guy. So even though we may don't have that many capabilities and intelligence and strength, but this Luna guy is aligned with helicopter. That's why we won in this life. Similarly, when we align to the principles of God which was provided to us, and when we align to the will of the Lord, then we'll be victorious in our life. Just like Arjuna in the battlefield of. Do you have any comment? You want?
I understood. I'll come for next session. Okay, next.
You have 5 minutes only, yeah?
Hello. So,
Hi.
hi. How are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Good. How is everything? Your classes and studies going? All right. Means you should means we have come to IIT, so we should at least focus on our studies because our parents have spent so much time and effort and money they are spending. So please, I request that you go to classes regularly. So I have come here to discuss.
मेरा तो ऑलरेडी कंप्यूटर साइंस है 15 लाख का जॉब तो ऐसे ही मिल जाएगा
ज़्यादा पढ़ने की क्या जरूरत?
हाँ मतलब at least class attending attend your class regularly. So yeah, I see you did not come to our last session.
I was doing programming, ना पढ़ाई कर रहा था.
Oh.
Instead focus.
Okay, so I'll just give a brief summary that what we discussed in our last session. So in our last session we discussed scientific topic, a science which is called as epistemology. So do you have any idea what epistemology means or?
Morphology, I understand.
Not morphology, it's epistemology. So don't worry, means it's okay if you don't know.
Cosmology, morphology.
Yeah, that's are different branches of science. But there is one more branch known as epistemology, and it is basically science of cognition, and it deals with how do we get knowledge from our surrounding world. Like in our daily life, how do we get knowledge of things, how are things happening? So this will be our topic. So I'll start with just a small brief story. So once upon a time, there were six very much highly enthusiastic, brilliant, and top-notch researchers. They had very nice knowledge, and they were actually very good and advanced in their field. And they were allotted this topic of research that they had to they had to make a conclusion of how an elephant looks like. But there was only one limitation to them, that they all were, six of them were blind. So they went to their laboratory in the forest setting laboratory, and they somehow they somehow tried to do their research, and somehow got an elephant, and they tried to each one of them tried to do their own research. One blind man, he grabbed the leg of an elephant. Someone grabbed the tail. Someone was trying to see how, not trying to perceive the trunk, and somebody's teeth. So in this way, they are trying to do research and trying to see what results are coming. So at the end of the day, they tried, and the results was, one person said that elephant is like a snake, the one who grabbed that tusk. So not tusk, the what do we say? उसका सूंड जो होता है. And one person, he said that it's like a rope, the person who grabbed its tail. One person said it's big wall who grabbed its stomach. One person said it's very sharp like a sword who grabbed its teeth. So in this way, they all got their knowledge, but you see, it's knowledge, but it's not complete knowledge. So do you think that it is means this knowledge is correct, or this knowledge is complete? Do you think it is complete knowledge?
Correct.
Means they tried their best at level their best, and they got the knowledge, but you see, in reality, it was not complete. But if they see that, they think that it's all and all incomplete, that is their mistake. That is illusion, because that's not an elephant movement. So how can they actually realize or actually know what is correct? How can they know the reality or how elephant looks like? Can you suggest something?
It's a problem of the people who are allotting the candidates. One has to choose the right candidates for the right area. Proper skill set should be there. Somebody is blind, he should not be put for this experiment. Simple organization, the right skill set has to be there, actually. So that's why there is this big problem when these things like nepotism and all these things happen, like that. Then the person has to be qualified, actually. So this experiment, they were not qualified to do the experiment. They were blind. So somebody should be having eyes, actually. That's the selection criteria should be there, like that.
Yes.
India government is lacking because of that only. So they don't keep the right criteria.
Yes, that's a very wonderful thing you told about. If somebody had eyes and he was allotted this experiment, he would do it very nicely, and he would see the absolute reality. That is very correct. So we'll discuss it in our further session, that how your example is making sense. So, but you see, these did not have the proper sense to perceive the reality. They don't have proper communication.
Experiment, they should go and ask somebody who has eye, who can see.
Yes, but that was just for taking as an example. That was just for example. So coming to the main topic, that how do we actually gain knowledge of this world? There are three main ways that how do we gain knowledge. First one is Prataksha Praman, in which you usually hear that people say seeing is believing. Prataksha, what they see, they believe it's true. And so in this Prataksha, there is Anuman and there is Shabda. So in this first topic, the Prataksha Praman, we gain knowledge from our senses. So, but usually, suppose if a friend comes and asks you That can you give one example of anything that you know it exists, but we cannot see it? Can you give an example? So how will you
Okay.
reply?
Okay, I think fine. Fine, thank you. So we'll cut it short in lieu of time. So that is so it is now one thing is that when people have not attended, then they miss something very vital, It is an essential thing. They miss something, So there are they miss something very vital, That's one aspect, Secondly, if you give them, if you sit with them 1.5 hours, they may not appreciate that also, I mean, we can walk the slideshow, 1.5 hours. So it becomes a kind of situation in which what to do, what to do, So so therefore, some key aspects of the session can be spoken. Probably, if we speak 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I think they may not mind it. But if we speak 1 hour, maybe they will mind it. So without prior notice, we are reaching and then we are speaking 1 hour. Maybe unless they themselves ask question and it's a serious question, they are wanting the answer and all that. So this kind of a scenario, it is important for us to. So therefore some of the for every session we should know some key highlights or key aspects which we can speak about, like that. So I would say it's not a good question to ask. Do you have 10 minutes? You're asking the person. Suppose he doesn't have 10 minutes, then what? You should be ready. So like that. So that way we can directly start sharing, like that. No need to tell also that okay, I'm summarizing the session for you, No need to tell also, like that. There is no need to tell. Now, like let's go to this guard session. For example, now in guard session, what do you think? What is the most important aspect which should be spoken? Guard session. God session, yeah. How we came to this? By being envious to God. Does it come in God session? It comes in substance shadow, I came to the article God. Yes. Okay. Anything else? Karma. Okay. Karma. Universal government. Okay. Some points of ABCD. So you have limited time, right? That is one thing, We cannot sit with him 1 hour and give him everything, because how can we, But you don't give him anything, some vital things are not covered then, This person again has something lacking. So what can be done is that probably now one of the things is when we are summarizing a session, then uh, so the day I was being, so both of you were giving me, almost a full session, to cover that. It would have taken the full 1 hour, at least, no, at least, because that 5 minutes, more than 5 minutes, the story only went, So, yeah, in summarization, there is no need of story. Because story is just to get their attention to the subject matter, In summarization, if you're saying only 5 minutes, come to the point straight, like that. Come to the point straight. So I believe, say for God, two things have to be done, I mean, what you need is, you need probably two sittings of 10 minutes or 15 minutes each, say 10, 12 minutes, two sittings. In one sitting, uh, in one sitting, you can give a combination of these two. Not some points. It should be one point. उससे ज्यादा नहीं बोल सकते, So, and then you show the universal government slide. Go just take that slide, show, and then explain that, okay, how behind the creation there is God, like that. So, so this is how this is how we can this is how we can do it. Just one point. So how we can start? We can just say that, okay. Many times people say that, okay, God doesn't exist because I cannot see God. No. But we can apply the same thing in our modern day science. Where do we see electron? We don't see electron. So in this way, so we don't see electron. Where do we see boson? Proton, neutron, neutrino. Nothing we see. We only see its effects. And by the effects, what we see, we are able to understand the presence of the entity. That's intelligence. So with our blunt vision, we cannot see God. But we can see the effects of the presence of God in terms of Lord's control, in terms of how Lord is managing everything. So nature speaks about God. How much time it took to speak this? 1 minute. We are directly on the point. Nature speaks about God. For example, if you see ISRO or NASA, they take the best of the intelligent people. Many of the people whom they take are PhDs. They are doing high-end research, $1 million research. Their projects last probably a decade, millions of dollars. Dozens of scientists are working. Then also we see so many satellites fail. Like Columbia got failed, like Challenger got failed, like Skylabs got failed. Columbia, the Kalpana Chawla's, Columbia, and Chandrayaan got failed. Chandrayaan 1 got failed, right? Two got failed. So, and even if one successfully launches a satellite in the orbit, it has its life, which is a few tens of years. That's now all that intelligence for a satellite, and that also not in the first go, many a times. In the universe, we are seeing the natural satellites. They are floating like a swab of cotton. Yes, sun has its life, all satellites have there, but they have a life of millions of years. And we don't see such accidents happening in the cosmos. So their lifespan is millions of years. That means at least to launch such satellites would need at least 1 million times greater intelligence than all of us. Where is that intelligence coming from? God. So God is controlling everything in the universe. Just like we have Indian government, in the whole galaxy universe, also there is a government which is taking place, which is supplying our needs and necessities. How do we understand the presence of government? If there are no accidents happening in trains, we understand railway minister is working nicely. If the price of petrol and diesel is reducing, the dearness allowance is increasing, we understand finance ministry is working good. The GDP is increasing. India's we understand finance ministry is working very nicely. So by the effects which the ministry or the benefits or the service which the ministry is giving to us, we can only see the effect, the service. By that we can judge that there are people behind who are working, they're working efficiently. When it comes to our life, there is so much of supply which we are by default getting without much worrying about it because there is universal supply. Then we show him one by one. We show him one, as an example. Then we ask him for the other one. Okay, so where do you think law and order is being? How do you think law and order is being maintained? How the effect of the service? Where do you see that happening? What type of effects you see happening? Then they'll say, okay, you smoke, you get disease. Now they don't say, we show him. So and then we show the slide which is having the conclusion. So there is creator behind the universe, and to connect to the creator, is our prime duty. So we are part and parcel of God, and a part will experience its fulfillment when it is connected to the whole. We are son of God. God is a multi-millionaire. We just remain connected to God, we'll inherit the multi-million property. If we have to earn it ourselves, starting from 5,000, 10,000 rupees salary, we may never reach it. But we have $1 million inheritance, which we can encash simply by connecting to God. That is good enough for one talk. So how much time it will take? It will, within 7, 8, 10 minutes, we can nicely speak about. So I think this is, we just say one thing, say it nice, say it properly, one thing. In ABCDE, just one thing. Just one thing, say it nice, say it properly, show the universal government this thing, conclude, say God is a millionaire father, and we can inherit that property simply by connecting to God, finish. Is it not? Like that. So, and the next important theme is karma. Karma we can discuss in next another sitting. So probably that somebody has missed. If you can go to him twice that week, and spend 10 minutes. He may not mind it, like that. The another time you're going one day before for calling and informing. After informing everyone, you just spend 10 minutes with that person. Then you speak about karma. How to say? Directly start with the question. Many people say that if God exists, why is there suffering all around? What do you have to answer? If one of your friends asks you, how will you answer? Then let him speak, and then we can give the right answer. That will take around 10 minutes. So I think this is good enough. This is good enough. 2 sittings, 10 minutes. There is an alternative also. We have our this thing also. I have an English recording also of it's 26, 27 minutes. The first session in 26, 27 minutes. So we can speak 10 minutes and give him that whole thing. Give him that to see, or that is also fine. Or yeah, because on their own people will not see. That is the whole point, But maybe we speak something, therefore it's good, and then give him to see. If he sees fine, you'll understand he's sincere. If he doesn't see anyways, in the second sitting, you speak there, second important point. And that's how we can cover. So for every session, we should know the important part. So this is sitting 1, sitting 2. I think 2 sittings of 10 minutes, 12 minutes, you should be able to revise the session. I mean, the main point. We are missing some things, but everything you cannot cover, because then it's a 1 hour session. So the most important. Similarly, let's say you spoke about epistemology. Okay. So the session is epistemology. So we directly start with, we can say, there are 3 ways of gaining knowledge. This whole study is in fact a science. How do we receive knowledge? And we should focus on that. How do we receive knowledge? Because which way or modality we receive knowledge, how much knowledge we have got, how accurate it is, depends on that. This entire science is called as epistemology. So there are three ways of gaining knowledge. They are called as direct observation. Direct observation, observation through our senses. In Sanskrit, it's called as pratyaksha. Guesswork, theorizing, hypothesizing, uh, speculating. That's called as anuman. And hearing from a bona fide authority, expert authority, that is called as shabda. No, that is called as shabda. Most of our now what you can do is that uh, uh, second session you can summarize quick also. Right? This session you can summarize quick also. You just give this much introduction. Now you can say that so most of our knowledge about the world we obtain by observation. We observe things. Right? We observe things, and then we draw inference from it, or think about it, or speculate about it based on the observation. We observe things, and then based on the observation, we speculate about it. We speculate about it. But in our observation, we have imperfect senses. We can only hear from 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. If something, if we take a text and if a book is very close to our eyes, we cannot read. Very far, we cannot read. So can we get right knowledge? We have imperfect senses. We have a tendency to get illusioned. Then we commit mistakes to err as human. On top of that, people have cheating tendency, corruption. Corruption. In IIT also corruption exists. Huh? So, and on top of this, if we do guesswork is guesswork. Guesswork is imagination. No, like that. This being the case, this being the case, we see so many inventions have created a lot of disaster. Like when plague first time came in UK, the scientists found out that the plague, the cause of the plague was rats. So British government gave order to kill all the rats. Oh, sorry, cats. Cats. And after taking that step, in 1 or 2 days, the plague increased 10 times. And the scientists were doing further research. The government was creating pressure. What happened? And then they came up with a resolution that okay, we're very sorry. We thought it is cats, but actually it is rats. And now British government was in a completely paralyzed state because now how to kill the rats? There are no cats to kill the rats. First they invented mobile, and then mobile became the heart, the breath line, the lifeline of the people, And then they started publishing research. Hey, mobile very hazardous. Don't keep it here. Why it can cause, it can cause migraine and like that problem. Don't keep it here. It will cause heart attack. Don't keep it here. It will cause hernia. Where to keep it? So, if we only resort to pratyaksha and anuman, then we may land up in inventions which later create a lot of problems. We may land up into solutions which may be worse than the original problem. Like, for example, antibiotics. One scientist says that antibiotic is like killing a mosquito with an atom bomb. So therefore, we cannot gamble with our life so much. So we need a greater and more stable body of knowledge. And that's why not in the first place hear from an expert, a bona fide authority? When a manufacturer, when we buy a laptop, we refer to the manual which the manufacturer has given. Even with the mobile, the memory card SD, in the mobile there is a manual. God has created this big world. Why will not He give a manual? That manual is given in the form of Vedas. So in the form of scriptures. So we should hear scriptures. And now God has established God has established a university uh, to pass on or train about this spiritual dimension of life. This university in Sanskrit is called as Parampara. Just like we see in our IIT, there are PhD professors. They have got PhD degree, postdoctorate from abroad university, and after all that training, they have come. They are giving that knowledge, and they train students like us, and some of us, may get PhDs. Then we may also become professor later. So this is the chain. In Sanskrit, this is called as Guru Shishya Parampara. So what is a person repeating? A person is repeating what he has learned from his teachers and experimented and validated in his or expanded in his life. And that is how spiritual knowledge is also emanated. So that is called as Guru Shishya Sampradaya. In the Vedas, it is explained there are 4 such boards, just like ICSE, CBSE. One board is Brahma Sampradaya. Another board is Shri Sampradaya, coming from Brahmaji, coming from Mother Lakshmi, coming from Rudra Lord Shiva, coming from 4 Kumaras, like that. We take admission in any one of them, we can get proper knowledge. So the knowledge we are presenting to you is a part of Brahma Sampradaya. So now if we get this knowledge of Shabda first, and we get this guidance, then we can use our Pratyaksha Anuman to validate how it is true. Validation is easy, and validation is sure shot. But hit and trial is very risky, and hit and trial may land up nowhere. So therefore, first accept Shabda and then use Pratyaksha and Anuman to perfect our lives. How much time it took? How much time it took? Right? Good enough. And while you are explaining, show those particular slides. While you are explaining, just one slide on that issue, show those particular slides. So this device 2 can be spoken in 10 minutes. This is easy. This is easy. Similarly, so then we are not going into details, optic illusion and this and that. You see, now just the word mention of imperfect senses, I just give 1-2 statistics here and there. That's all. No? So like that you prepare. Like that you can prepare. Another thing you can do also, like you're speaking about karma 10 minutes. After that, you can give Chaitanya Champu's article about, just take a printout and give him, Chaitanya Champu has an article on karma, like that. The 2-page or 1-page article, like that. They have spoken and then you give something to read also, like that. Epistemology can be spoken in one sitting. It is possible. Then human life, animal life, we can speak in one sitting, Human life, animal life, we can speak in one sitting also. 10 minutes we can speak, like that. I'll not go into that. I'll not speak right now because we are already very late. So soul also can be spoken in 10 minutes. The whole session can be spoken in 10 minutes. So then you cannot go into Socrates' story and then you have to directly come to the point. You have to directly come to the point. Soul also can be spoken in 10 minutes. Threefold suffering also can be spoken in 10 minutes. Then we'll not go into liquid beauty, and we'll not go into dissolute island and all that, So we'll cut it, to the final message, right? Elaboration will not be. So, it is what, yeah. If other video, this No need to unlist, but did he watch other videos? So what was the effect? No, therefore, best thing is to yeah, the best thing is to sit and play. You sit and play, so he doesn't understand from where you are, like that, Best thing is, I think, sit and play, that would be nice. That's it. And uh, audio recording, we will have to say. Of device. Audio recording. Oh, you want to play the audio? No, play the video. Oh, no. They won't hear. Audio is too much, to us to hear. Initially. This is the age of YouTube and all that, you're hearing audio, So they won't take it up, Uh, so probably we don't have to tamper the YouTube channel because uh, mm, otherwise we can download the whole video. हाँ ये कर सकते हैं वो वीडियो को डाउनलोड करके एक ड्राइव में डाल सकते हैं वो ड्राइव का लिंक दे सकते हैं उनको समथिंग लाइक दैट वो हिंदी वाले को तो सुना ही सकते हैं लाइक दैट एंड something like that but I feel now this is something but we make sure that they are getting the main crux of it not like that there is another thing also we can do is that after we speak we give them that device chapter from the book no yeah how many copies of device we have if we have 10-15 copies or at least 7-8 copies so each group leader can take one copy give it to him and you say you read it and next time I'll take it back then you take back the book something like that or we can make sets of xeroxes also but we'll make for every device book we can make a fixed set give it to him you tell him you read it and then you give it back to me no? So because if you give it he won't read but if you say I'll take it back then maybe he'll read like that then later we can give it to them again when we are yeah so that we can do or we can give the PDF also chapter wise device PDF is also there no, so I can cut it and give so that also we can give so then we see if he has read it or not but at least we spoke the essence of it even if he has not read it right something like that what device reading proper book reading device reading that will also take time too it is not 10 minutes it will not be 10-15 minutes that will also take 40 minutes to read the whole thing because it is 8-10 pages at least so but after you have spoken so if he is interested now he may not mind himself spending for that he will not complain but if you take his 1 hour he'll say ek ghanta lega like that so you only taken 10 minutes and then you give him a material okay now it's if he reads it it's nice for him so that was a good idea so that is a good idea so after you speak you give him video link or you give him the device that book this thing PDF you can give also it will be easy to give also So, and then if he has read it, that means he's serious. Hey boy, you give something for him, as to read or something. He has done it. That means serious boy. Should do his follow up. He'll keep walking. He is prospective. He can become a devotee. Because serious, no. On his own, he gave time to Krishna. That is very, this thing. So we should give them options like that. So in this way, now you think about it that okay, which sessions, how you can speak, and in one sense we can summarize and speak, and some key things, Then one tip to understand is when we have to summarize things short, don't go for stories. In between stories also don't go for in between stories, Speak facts, prove it, move, you know. Obviously, if you are explaining karma, then you can speak that naphthalene story because it's very punching, And you're, anyways, karma discussion is 10-15 minutes only in the 1 hour talk, So, but like ABCD and universal government, go to give fact and move, like that. That'll be good. Okay, so I think let's stop here for today. So tomorrow morning we'll discuss few principles, and tomorrow evening we'll take up some things we'll take up tomorrow evening then. Uh, and then other things we'll take up further. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.